Afternoon, or good evening, actually. Just wanted to make a quick share. This is with regard to if you have a Social Security disability claim and you have a workers' comp claim at any time during the period or payments of workers' comp during the period in which you alleged your disability began and going forward. And it can come up at different times. They kind of try to hit you. The SSA tries to hit you sometimes when you're just applying, even though you haven't won yet, for a lot of workers' comp information. But they definitely will hit you for sure if they are going to decide in your favor or have decided on the medical portion of your claim. Because before they can ever pay you, they have to determine if there's going to be an offset to your benefits, either the retroactive ones or the future ones, due to the 80% rule, the workers' comp 80% rule. So a lot of the time, it's such in the past, some of these cases have been going on forever that like my clients don't always have that information anymore. They were paid 5 years ago and they don't have any of the paperwork. Maybe they moved, what have you. Maybe the lawyer that they had doesn't respond, the workers' comp lawyer, or maybe they didn't have one. So anyway, they don't always have this information. And sometimes the SSA, and I suppose it depends on the person that you're dealing with, will say, well, we need to have proof of what you got paid and proof that you're no longer getting paid before we can pay you. Now, proving a negative is like entirely impossible, right? How do you prove you're not being paid? Will they take you at your word when you say your bank accounts don't show any money coming in? It's a little silly. But there is a form, the SSA 1709, that you can fill out if you know you need to have the employer, name and address of who you worked for, under which the workers' comp injury occurred. You need to have your claim number. And I think that's it in terms of the information that might be hard to come by. The employer is probably not hard to come by, but the claim number might be. Now, it is my opinion that if you don't have any of this information, or if you just have the employer and you don't know the claim number, it would seem to me that if you fill out the 1709 and send it to the SSA, this gives them a lot of information in which to get the information for you, since no one's going to, I don't think your employer is going to send it to you, your old employer, and you don't even know who else to contact, right? So I believe that the 1709 can be used by the SSA, even if they don't have the claim number. I would also tend to think, and I don't have anything to confirm this, but I'm going to try to find out, that the SSA, who can get its fingers into your bank accounts, for goodness sake, would be able to also connect with the State Department of Labor, who I believe tracks workers' comp cases. So why do they have to get it from you, the injured person, who, your job is not necessarily storing, old documents from years gone by forever? Just sharing this because I have a situation now and I am sending in the 1709 and we do have the employer's name. We are going to try to see if we can get a settlement statement with the proper information, whatever that information that the SSA needs, which again, we don't always know exactly what they want, from the prior workers' comp attorney, if they will be responsive, and just send it with a settlement order. Or, I think that contains all the information needed. But so I'm kind of going to try to do a double whammy here. Send in the 1709 to the SSA, explain to them that he doesn't have the documentation readily at his fingertips. He'll be looking, but in the meantime, can you please use this form that is actually created by the SSA itself and get the information? We'll see how that works, but holding it up is not good. And I always try to tell people when they start a case and we realize it's a workers' comp implicated case, start getting your information now. If you get your information now, you're going to have it as soon as the SSA wants it. In this case, the SSA had sent him a letter saying, we asked for this from you in 2020, which was about 3 years before I got involved. And he never responded. And he says, I never got a letter asking for anything about workers' comp. So, whether it's lost in the mail or the SSA is imagining it, who knows? But anyway, you're going to have to get something, or hope that the SSA, who has obviously plenty of power to get it itself, and has the ability probably to reach into the State Department of Labor and seek assistance there. Hopefully they will do it. But if you have your information and you can avoid trying to get them to do it, you just sped up the processing of the final aspect of your case and you'll get paid sooner. So take it or leave it. Okay. That's my night tonight. And by the way, if my eyes look possessed, it's because I had them dilated again. I've had a few videos where they're completely wackadoo, because I'd had a torn retina a couple of years ago, and I have to occasionally go back and get everything checked out. And it checked out good. So let's just hope the other eye doesn't tear. All right. Bye for now. See ya.